making this notice in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, laws of the state of New Jersey. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by posting a copy on the bulletin board at Borough Hall, forwarding a copy to the local source, the Star Ledger, and the Home News Tribune, and posting on the borough website at least 48 hours prior to the meeting. This meeting was contained on a list of meetings set by resolution on January 3rd, 2024, and as amended by Resolution 2024-99, dated March 6, 2024. Accordingly, the notice requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied. In regard to this meeting, please stand for the salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mayor Karlovich.
Here.
Councilman Boyle.
Here.
Councilman Finestrella.
Here.
Councilwoman Giordano Paserno.
Here.
Councilman Morrow.
Here.
Councilman Scarice.
Here.
Councilman Zimmerman.
Is there a motion to accept and approve the following minutes of the council meeting of September 4th, 2024?
Motion?
Second.
Motion made by Councilwoman Giordano Paserno, seconded by Councilman Finestrella. Roll call.
Councilman Boyle.
Yes.
Councilman Finestrella.
Yes.
Councilwoman Giordano Paserno.
Yes.
Councilman Morrow.
Yes.
Councilman Scarice.
Yes.
Okay, at this time, there is need to go into executive session to discuss the following matter pursuant to NJSA 10:4-12B, attorney-client privilege, affordable housing. Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
Motion.
Second.
Motion made by Councilwoman Giordano Paserno, seconded by Councilman Boyle. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Sorry, everyone.
The best practices this year had to be submitted by October 25th. We were allowed to submit it and talk about it at the next available meeting, which is what we're doing tonight. This year, the score, to get 100% of state aid, you had to get a score of 35 or above. We made 43.5.
Great.
Unfortunately, they didn't let us know what the actual total amount to get 100% would be. I mean, 100. So we did well, and the survey's all mixed up. I wish they would just do the unscored survey questions at the end. It's all mixed in between, but a lot of the unscored survey was about affordable housing issues and lead abatement. So, but other than that, we're getting 100% of our state aid, which is the main goal. So
Great.
What's that figure?
the state aid number, it's $1,061,000, I think.
Beautiful.
Like that. So it's just, what gets reduced is the December payment, which is the last 5% of state aid.
So we wouldn't have gotten any more if
No,
I was,
no,
okay.
no.
That's 100% of what.
Whatever they
Good.
give us, they give us.
If anything,
just to
they
make
would
sure
reduce it,
We
okay.
get 100% of the last 5%. So,
Good, thank you.
all right? Thank you.
Thank you, Ken. Okay. Going to move to the finance report, Councilman Finestrella.
Thank you, Mayor. Really not much happening. November 12th is the deadline for taxes. After that, there'll be accrued interest charged. Also, everyone's urged to sign up for the Everbridge notification. It's been brought to my attention, some people haven't been getting notifications, for what reason their taxes due, or when the taxes are due. So it's a good idea to get on this Everbridge. There's a QR code. I think we have it hanging up in the hallway. If not, we'll have it hung up. But it's a good way to sign up to get notifications of any type of, weather-related, or the garbage pickup is going to be, postponed, or whatever it may be. But it's a good idea to sign up for this. Other than that, that's all we have.
Thank you, Councilman. Department of Public Works, Councilman Boyle.
Mayor. Leaf removal season has begun and replaces the usual Thursday brush pickups during November and December. Residents can place leaves at the curb in a pile in a 32-gallon can or in paper bags. Leaves and plastic bags will not be taken. And please do not park vehicles on the leaf piles because it poses a fire risk and blocks the crew from removing the piles. During the November and December leaf season, residents can bring their brush to the DPW yard on Fridays. However, commercial landscapers are not permitted to use Kenilworth DPW as their dump for brush from their businesses. Residents can recycle pumpkins at the DPW yard at 401 Sheridan Ave. Dump truck is parked near the gate to fill with your old pumpkins. And within a week, the DPW's new and improved recycling center located at the 14th Street end of the DPW property will be open and usable on Fridays and 2 Saturdays a month. That's it.
Thank you, Councilman. Planning and zoning, Councilman Morrow.
Thank you, Mayor. I will start with the planning board, where we're going to be holding a meeting here on the 14th. The board generally has 10 applications that are in flight. I'm going to provide a breakdown at this meeting, because we're not going to hear 10 applications at the next meeting. One of those has just been withdrawn over this last week, so it's actually 9. One awaits memorialization by the board for activity we had a couple of meetings ago. 3 of them are approved with the construction department, waiting on their construction documents, so the applications were approved, and we just have our town employees here waiting to issue the permits and all that when they see the plans. We have 1 approved that is sitting in review for those permits. 3 of them are going back and forth with our professionals for completeness review, and 1 is ready for the board to hear on 12/12. So that's the breakdown of every time I give the numbers of what's in flight, so I figured I'd do that tonight. For code enforcement and for zoning, I think we were looking at an average month in October. We sort of peaked a little early and then it kind of waned off a bit. For zoning, we actually issued 6 violations for items such as illegal apartments and some sidewalk construction that was not done properly. In regard to code enforcement, we saw 4 complaints in October, and they were just items like property maintenance and steps that were constructed not to code, as well as flooding activity at one resident's house that was caused by a neighbor. All of that was handled accordingly. Breaking news for what we have going on in planning and zoning. We've asked our consultants at Harbor to look at the lot behind the senior center. We used to get a lot of complaints about parking at that lot, and when Darlene was around, I haven't heard much about it. But we did go back there, we walked through, we saw dumpsters in odd places, we saw spots being reserved on private property that needed easement access from the borough to get there. And I'm happy to say, and the committee did just talk about this briefly, we'll bring it to Angela for wider distribution. Tony was able to find us 4 new parking spots in the back of the senior center, a place where if anybody's driven there, it's really hard to park. So we're going to get the dumpsters all in specific locations, and we'll look at this as a governing body. But 4 new spots in that lot is huge. So thank you, Tony, for what you did there. More to come on that with the governing body. So thanks, everyone.
Is there a spot in the back for the senior bus specifically? Because when they pull in, it's
I
hard.
think so.
No, there's not. He parks on 22nd Street.
Is there any way to do that? I don't know if it's then compounding the same problem.
Yeah, do they need to like stay there, they drop off and leave, or they?
Just come and go. I don't even know where they park the bus. Where do they park?
Dunkin' Donuts on the side of there. That's usually where I see it.
These areas are better. Bob, where do you park for the bus?
Usually on this street.
22nd,
22nd Street.
before the lot.
Yeah.
Overnight? Like where does it get parked?
Oh, it's parked here.
I drop people off, I park on the street, and
Okay.
Oh, so you just pull up, the people come in?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. It's like the cell phone lot at the park, at the airport.
Okay.
That's all, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Recreation and Fire, Councilman Scarice.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll start with recreation. Homework club registrations are available via the Community Pass site for anyone that would be interested. Basketball registrations are currently open. You can register via Community Pass. 8 p.m. is the time in there for basketball registrations. Ice skate night is December 21st from 6 to 8 p.m. at Warren Acre Sports Complex, Warren Acre Park. Roller skate night is December 26th from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Woodbridge Sports Arena. Shifting gears to fire department. Fire department responded to 30 calls. 1 brush, leaf, or mulch fire, 2 carbon monoxide alarms, 9 fire alarms for first responder, 1 medical assist or lifts assist, 10 motor vehicle accidents, 4 mutual aid responses, 3 to Roselle Park, 1 to Springfield, 2 natural gas, 1 open burning, 2 power telephone cable line, 1 smoke condition, 1 structure fire, reported 1 training at the fire academy, 1 burn, and 1 water flow alarm. During these incidents, the fire department traveled 254 miles and utilized 226.5 man hours. The fire department rescue squad responded to 29 calls, traveling 282 miles, and utilized 85 man hours. Additional man hours utilized during the month of October include the following: 265 for administrative and 1,426 for the stipend. Total calls for the month, 69. Total miles traveled, 536. Total man hours, 2,020 and a half. That's all I have to report on those.
Okay, thank you. Education, Health, and Human Services, Councilwoman Giordano Paserno.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll start with the library. There's quite a bit going on in the month of November for children. Most of them are starting at 10:30 for anywhere from 20 minutes to half hours. Boogie Woogie Babies on November 12th, Toddler Time, November 6th, 13th, and 20th, Yoga Story Time, November 13th, and Lap Sit on November 19th. And there's one event at night, it's Read to a Dog. It's November 19th, 4 to 5 p.m. They do have a lot of other activities going on. I urge everybody to go to the library, go on their website, give them a call, aside from these special events for the month of November. I wanted to elaborate on the English to Spanish that they have. They did add Saturdays, so it's every Tuesday from 5:30 to 6:30, and the first and third Saturday of every month from 10:30 to 12, so it's an hour and a half. The last thing is, I touched on maybe 2 or 3 meetings ago about STELLA. It's an acronym that means Sharing Technology Enhancing Local Library Access. And the website is Stella, STELLANJ.org. It's not just being able to get books, but any type of technology, discs, anything you could think of that a library may have to offer, and we're part of 52 members, so it's quite a bit of the state that you could go on, order things, either they'll send them to your house or send them to your local library, but it opens up a broad array of resources that I think people don't realize how much libraries have to offer. They have not just books and discs and computer programs, but a lot of other sources. They're like a hub for every town, and I noticed today they're also posting job openings. There were, I think, 5 different job openings in various libraries within that group of 52. So I think there's a lot more on there. I urge everybody to go on and look at it. As far as the school board, library, and health department, we only have 1 meeting a month, and that meeting is next week, so I'll report on the next council meeting. But the school board is Monday, the 11th at 7 p.m. The library meeting is next Thursday, the 14th at 6:30, and the health department is the following Thursday, November 21st at 7 p.m. They are all open to the public, so anybody that would like to come, you're certainly welcome to attend and learn a little bit more about, because I had a couple of people ask me about the health department, when are they really there, what do they do, who's there. Come to the meeting, meet the folks involved, and I say the same for the library and the school board, and that's all I have.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
You're welcome.
Borough Engineer.
Thank you, you, Mayor. Just a couple of updates. On the capital work, the fire department, DPW paving has been completed. There's still a little bit of work left at the DPW yard, but that's pretty much substantially complete. The next project to get started is the roof here at the municipal building. They're going to start that next week. If you remember, that's being done with the infrastructure money, so that's actually grant money that we're using for the roof. And then lastly, just to follow up on the sidewalks on the boulevard, after we met a couple of weeks ago, Mayor and Councilman Morrow, we met with the gas company. We submitted estimates to them from the original contractor for replacing all the sections that they properly restored. So they're going to take out entire sections and replace them. So I submitted those estimates, and I did get a verbal acceptance. I don't have a written agreement yet, so we're still going to hold tight what we're doing until we get those actual written agreements. We're not going to do this on a handshake. So, but they did say that they did accept what we gave them.
Great.
Good.
Yeah. So
Good.
again, it was just we're still holding out. We're still not going to do anything. We want to get that in writing. So we're still holding the permits. We're not holding permits on individual homeowners. Like if somebody needs a gas service or something done, that's fine. We're holding the permit on the large project to get the main replacement. That's really the ones that they want. So that's been the leverage that we've had with them. So that kind of brought them to the table. So hopefully, in the next week or so, we'll get those agreements and we'll get that started. So.
Great, thank you.
Thank
Merry
you.
Christmas.
Tony, maybe you know, is there a timetable to get the boulevard repaired? Because it's a terrible patch job.
For the main one?
Yeah, yes. It looks like the construction's done, but if I may, I can tell you that we were told the police department had inquired because we were in constant contact with an engineer, the contractor. They're waiting for their connections to settle prior to doing the final paving. Because if they do pave it and they find out there's things that didn't settle properly, because we're leasing it to tear everything up. We were hoping and anticipating a late November paving. It's a possibility that might happen until early next year. So, if I'm correct, I'm sure they're urgent.
Does the weather affect that, Tony, if we get some snowstorms in January?
Yeah, they won't want to do resurfacing in the winter. You can do like base course, but for resurfacing, you want to be like 40, 45 degrees.
So realistically, we're looking at the spring.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of the plants close in the winter,
Yeah, they
too. You
do.
can't even get asphalt.
So, and the trenches do have to settle. They want like 60 days in the trenches to settle. So they're just so they're on the last leg. I mean, they're starting to dot. So if they're finishing up the trenches like at the end of November, they only want to touch it for 60 days. So you're going to be into the spring. So
We get a mouthpiece.
yeah. Again, the county, that's a county job, so they control the schedule. We get that.
People ask. One last question. I know you guys got behind Red Maple Lane, took a look at the water course. You guys took care of that? Because I mentioned to the residents, maybe we can give them a letter that they keep saying it wasn't done. I said, right, you didn't address that or look at it?
Well, yeah, I think I touched on the last meeting too. So we looked at that stream. That's a mapped stream. That's actually a FEMA mapped stream. I forget, it's called the Branch 10-24. So it's it's on the FEMA map. That's actually that extends all the way through Trenton, goes across Michigan, that kind of goes over into the Parkway right away. So we looked at the stream. It's not bad. Like it's not too clogged and there's not a lot of debris in it. It could use a little bit of care, but I didn't see any major blockages. Like I mentioned last time, really the main problem along that entire stream, not just that stretch there, but if you go all the way up and you go all the way up to Michigan Avenue, there's a lot of man-made obstructions, right? There's fences, there's sheds, there's footbridges, there's everything under the sun. And those are probably causing more of the backup and flooding than any of the natural blockages. Again, those are things that, the grandfathers, I felt like they were put in there legally. They've probably been there forever. They predated the DEP rules. But, those are things that could be removed by the residents themselves without having to get any permit, any kind of DEP approval. You can always take things down. I know that's not probably something anyone wants to hear, right? Take your fence or your shed down, but realistically, that's probably what's causing the majority of flooding and backup. And, again, like I said, there's very limited amount we can do in the stream. These are regulated by DEP. They don't just let you go in there and do what you want. You can clean them, you can get the debris, you can get some of the silt out. You really can't do much to them. So when you're in a flood zone, there's not much you can really, unfortunately, there's not much you can do about it. There's no really easy solution. But removing obstructions would certainly help in the long run. But, it's a big task in itself. So.
Was there any trees that were eroded? It made it sound like there was some serious erosion and trees might have been undermined. I don't know if you see anything like that.
I didn't see it particularly, but I mean, if there's a specific spot, like if there is a dead tree, you can take that out. If there's a tree blocking the stream, that can be cleared out. I mean, the DEP has no objection or anything restricting you from just doing some general maintenance, cleaning out anything that's obstructions. If there is a dead tree, that's causing a problem. The problem with erosion, even if you have erosion and you want to correct that requires DEP approval. So you're right back to the state. So you just can't go in and, like, if you have erosion, you just can't go there and dump stone on it or put railroad ties. You have to actually go to DEP, get a permit, even to fix an erosion problem. So, yeah, I mean, there's not much really, unfortunately, these flood zones, there's not much you can really do with it. The stretch of the ditch over by Michigan Avenue, that the DOT maintains that. That's why you see like stone in it. So that's, we don't do that, that's the DOT. But only that stretch is maintained by DOT. Everything else is just, it's on the property owner's property. So there's no DOT easement through there.
So any trees back there, is it the residents' responsibility?
It would be, yeah. I mean, like I said, the stream is on private property. These streams aren't like in a right-of-way. They're on private property. So technically, the stream, if it's on your property, you own it. It's your stream. And if there's anything there, technically, you really have the responsibility to maintain it. Unless the town maintains it, but I don't think that it's ever been maintained.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Thank you. Councilman Fenestrol just made me aware that he does have Councilman Zimmerman's report for public safety.
Thank you, Mayor. For the month of October, Kenilworth PD responded to 1,221 calls for service, and there were 178 911 calls. There was a total of 400 hours of overtime for the month, primarily for scheduled patrol overtime, 295 hours, and dispatch overtime of 96 hours. KPD completed 463 hours of training for the month, which includes Arrive, Firearms, UCERT, and various classes. KPD also issued 196 traffic summonses. There were 16 sick days used and 2 sick occurrences. There were 0 OJI days, on-job injuries. The month of October, KPD received 281 flock hits. These cameras are in various locations of the borough. These hits are based on license plates having various violations of the registered owner. The system continues to assist the officers to help deter actors from committing motor vehicle burglaries, car thefts, and attempts. KPD units respond to 12 high-priority flock alerts. Units were able to intercept the suspects before they were able to victimize Kenilworth residents. KPD had 11 total arrests for the month of October. October was a busy month for KPD. KPD participated in the countywide gun turn-in mandated by the prosecutor's office on October 5th. We had our turn-in location set up at the VFW on South 21st Street. There were several guns turned in. Happy to say that we brought back the Coffee with a Cop event, which was held on October 23rd at the Kenilworth Senior Center. We had a great turnout. KPD discussed matters in the borough with members of the community. KPD advised the seniors of what scams to be on the lookout for and what targets the elderly. It was also an opportunity to introduce several of the new guys on the department. KPD provided security for a spectacular event at the Mario Park on October 26th. On October 27th, KPD assisted with security at Carve It Out in front of Borough Hall. Happy to report no major issues were reported during the events. KPD completed a state-mandated Department of Corrections cell block inspection on October 29th. We're waiting for the report to be returned to us. Several officers, along with Councilman John, participated in reading to the children at Harding School for Spooky Night on October 29th. Last but not least, Halloween on October 31st. KPD provided extra officers and crossing guards for trick-or-treaters on the boulevard. And we have 3 messages from the police. Chief? We continue to remind our residents to lock their vehicles. Do not leave key fobs or any valuables visible in your vehicle that may tempt an actor. We encourage our residents to call KPD as soon as possible with criminal or suspicious behavior, no matter how minor it may seem. Kenilworth, along with the rest of Union County, continue to deal with catalytic converter thefts. If you see these individuals, call 911 as soon as possible. It takes less than a minute for a theft. We still have road work being done all over the borough. We're asking residents to be patient when driving through the cone traffic patterns and detours. The large projects are coming closer to being completed, as the chief mentioned. And that's it.
Thank you, Councilman. Borough CFO.
Thank you, Mayor. Just as Councilman Finestrella mentioned earlier, November 1st taxes are due by November 12th. The reason why the 12th is Sunday is the 10th, and Monday is Veterans Day, and we're closed. So you have until the 12th to pay without interest. And just the 2025 budget will be up and starting on in the next couple of weeks. We'll have a request out to departments to get moving on that. And that's all I have right now.
Right, thank you. Thank you. Borough Attorney.
Nothing to report for public.
Thank you. Borough Administrator.
Just 2 things that I'm going to piggyback off others is just the reminder that Monday is Veterans Day and the borough offices are closed. Another thing is the green lights outside is just in recognition of Veterans Day, as we had the proclamation earlier this last month, that meeting. And I wanted to give an update on the Hometown Hero banners because we had, I had told you that we were working to have them up for Veterans Day. We met and we actually pushed it off to Memorial Day in order to allow for the veterans that we wanted to spotlight first. Based on the VFW, they're older, it was harder for them to get pictures, so we wanted to get more time to get have that first group be this, select group. So we pushed it off. And another thing is, just to reiterate what Councilman Finestrella said, is that people should sign up for Everbridge, also to sign up for notifications on the website. We do put notifications on both the website and post things through Everbridge. There are a lot of people signed up, but there are even more that are not signed up, so please remind people to do it. We do put notices out. They go there, so it's really important. Remind people to just sign up. It takes a few minutes. You'll get quick notifications about all kinds of things. That's it.
Thank you. Is there a motion to accept and approve borough reports?
Motion.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Morrow, seconded by Councilman Finestrella. All in favor?
Aye.
You gotta listen to this a little bit. We have one ordinance for final adoption, ordinance 2024-20, introduced on October 2nd, 2024. Ordinance amending Chapter 94, Fire Prevention of the Municipal Code of the Borough of Kenilworth to adopt rules and regulations for recreational fires in the borough.
Is there a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance 2024-20?
Motion.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Morrow, seconded by Councilman Scarice. All in favor?
Aye.
Does anyone have anything to say on this ordinance and this ordinance only? Please come forward, state your name and address. Seeing no one, is there a motion to close the public hearing and adopt ordinance 2024-20?
Motion.
Motion made by Councilman Finestrella, seconded by Councilman Boyle. Roll call?
Councilman Boyle.
Yes.
Councilman Finestrella.
Yes.
Councilwoman Giordano Paserno.
Yes.
Councilman Moro.
Yes.
Councilman Scurisi.
Yes.
Ordinance 2024-20 has been adopted.
Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion.
Second?
Motion made by Councilman Suri, seconded by Councilman Morrow.
The consent agenda consists of resolutions 2024-238 through 2024-252. These resolutions will be approved by one motion. All items will be recorded individually in full in the minutes. Councilman Boyle.
Yes.
Councilman Finestrella.
Yes.
Councilwoman Giordano Paserno.
Yes.
Councilman Moro.
Yes.
Councilman Scurisi.
Yes.
We have one ordinance for introduction tonight. It's ordinance 2024-22, an ordinance amending ordinance number 2024-11, affecting employment titles, salary ranges, and personnel policies for borough employees of the Borough of Kenilworth.
Is there a motion to approve ordinance 2024-22 for introduction?
Motion?
Second.
Motion made by Councilman
More.
Morrow, seconded by Councilman Scurisi. Roll call?
Councilman Boyle.
Yes.
Councilman Finestrella.
Yes.
Councilwoman Giordano Paserno.
Yes.
Councilman Moro.
Yes.
Councilman Scurisi.
Yes.
Be it hereby resolved that ordinance 2024-22, heretofore introduced, does now pass on first reading, and that said ordinance be further considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on December 4th, 2024 at 6:00 p.m., or as soon thereafter as the matter can be reached, at the regular meeting place of the Borough Council, and that at such time and place, all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance, and that the Borough Clerk is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance according to law.
Is there a motion to open the floor to the public?
Motion.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Scurisi, seconded by Councilman Boyle. All in favor?
Aye.
Does anyone have anything to say for the good and well-being of Kenilworth? Please come forward, state your name and address.
Hi, Joey Grimaldi, 34 North 14th Street. I don't know if this is necessarily in your purview, but this is the ballot of this last election. It has Robert F. Kennedy and his running mate on here. He had dropped out long ago. How come we still got printed on the,
I'm not sure, I don't know what you're looking at, but you have to call the county clerk,
Yeah.
Joanne Rahobi. We don't send that out. That comes from the county clerk. So you can contact, I'm sure there'll be a contact number
there should be
somewhere.
a phone number on
I'm sure
here?
there is. If not, you can just Google Union County, New Jersey, it'll come up.
All right, well, that's what I came up here for. The number two, yes, Councilman Morrow, the behind the seniors, the parking is lousy. When I drop off my mom at the seniors, I don't park. I just drop her off and, see that she gets in and then I drive away. But the parking is terrible back there. And if you found or someone found four spots, that's amazing. And that stupid dumpster, that's taking up a...
No, you always pull down there and you think that spot's open.
Right.
When you get there, you're like,
You want to pull in?
Yeah, Mr. Grimaldi, thank you. A lot of credit to Tony from our Harbor Consultant Partners. What we did, we walked back there, we noticed the dumpsters taking up actual parking spots and then dumpsters in areas where dumpsters should be. So I think Tony did an excellent job of trying to make sure that all the businesses with the dumpsters still had a place to put the dumpsters. They're not in resident parking spots or people that would use the lot there, not necessarily just residents. And he also found a new way to add a handicap spot for something behind our senior center. So I'm very impressed with the proposal that he has, and we're going to send it to the rest of the governing body. Hopefully we can get moving on that.
Okay, well,
Long overdue.
That's good. And I guess it's your procedure, the way you have to conduct the meeting, but I came up here as a citizen, ready to come to the meeting, and I see everyone hanging out in the vestibule out there, and we have to wait for the executive session.
We try to do the executive session at the end, and when we can, it's just not always possible, especially when we have expensive professionals that we have to pay, and having them sit here for several hours as well. So I know it's not ideal, but we do try when we can to have executive session after the public portion of the meeting. So I apologize tonight that didn't happen, but it wasn't something that we could really avoid. We needed a definite time for them to be here. So, and because we're not sure how long our meetings are going to be, unless it's in the beginning, it's just hard to give someone an accurate time. So I apologize that you had to wait.
Okay, fair enough, but thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Okay. Seeing no one, I'd like to close the floor for public discussion.
Motion?
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Scurry, seconded by Councilman Morrow. All in favor? Aye. Does anyone have any other items they'd like to discuss?
Mayor, I would, thank you. First off, to our veterans, thank you. We are a strong nation, and you're the strongest amongst us. And Mr. Campanelli, I know you're here, you're a veteran. I hope you find time to enjoy the day. And there is an event at the VFW on Veterans Day, I believe at 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock.
It's always the 11th day and the 11th hour, always.
So that's wonderful. I'd also like this time to thank some other volunteers in town. Specifically, we just wrapped up the local youth football season. This year saw an expansion where we added a girls' flag league to the existing Bears football teams here, and it was an astounding success. So I kind of want to just take a minute and thank all the coaches and the cheer coaches and everybody that was working on this. Mike Skinner is here, he's a coach. How many hours you put in a week is probably countless in your mind. It's a lot, and it goes on for about 8 weeks, as well as some programs in the summer. So you guys put a lot in. So I want to start with thanking Steve Benko. He's the league's maestro. That league's existence is because of what Steve does for this town. I'd also like to thank this year Alberto Granados because of the expansion to the flag football team. That was his idea. And he petitioned to the NFL, and he got some donations of equipment and everything, and it was a success this year.
Great.
So now on to the coaches. For the girls under 10, Sandor Daza coaching the girls Giants, Alberto Granados and his wife Samantha Granados coaching the Jets. For the girls under 14, Artie Holtzinger and Hugo Ventura coaching the Ravens, Dan Orlando and Vinny Silva coaching the Eagles, Joe Rizzo, Michael Hanley and Adelson De Silva coaching the Bills, Dominic Costa and Tom Chicarella coaching the Chiefs. And now on for the Bears. For the boys' flag, coaches Nick Ruda, Bob Corcoran, Dominic Costa again, John Bartley, thank you. For the flag cheer for the younger kids, Sandy Saluga and Ashley Durkle. We also had some team instructors on the cheer squad, Madison Lipke and Samantha DeMatos, thank you. For the 3rd to 5th grade tackle team, head coach Steve Benko, obviously nothing happens without Steve. Pete Pascarella, Dave LaGruth, Dominic Tripodi, and Randy Levchuk. Thank you guys. 3rd to 5th grade cheer, Aaron Farber and Rachel Chiariello. And for the 7th and 8th grade tackle, coaches Joe Scolaro, Vito Castaldo, Mike Scuderi, Anthony DeRosa, and Dino Capra. Thank you guys. And 7th and 8th grade cheer coaches, Christina Lagaducci and Michelle Griffin. Also had some teen instructors on that squad, Ellie Cantalupo, Erin Lonergan, and Gabriella Mack. Go Bears, and congratulations to the 8th graders who age out of the program here and take this all into high school for themselves. If I screwed up anybody's name, I apologize, but thank you for all you do. That's all, Mayor, thanks.
I'd like to congratulate Councilman Joe Finestrelle on winning re-election yesterday.
Congratulations, Joe.
I'd like
Thank you.
to also welcome Doug Piper, who will be joining us on council
Thank you.
January 25. And also congratulations to our 47th president, which made it an amazing, probably all-time comeback. Can't believe it's back again. But hopefully 2025 will be a good year. Everything's looking up.
I might want to say something on the topic of Veterans Day and volunteering. I got confirmation from Bobby Jeans that this Saturday at 8 a.m., everyone that would like to do flag deployment at Graceland Cemetery, they'll be convening at 8 a.m., some coffee, some light breakfast, 9 o'clock, jump in the car with some flags, and it's really rewarding to look and see all the flags. It's just...
And it's amazing how many of the sites need maintenance. And-
Yeah.
And you read the stones and how
Because they're all
old they are.
footstones. Yeah, they're all,
a lot
and
of them.
the grass is overgrown
Yeah.
on it. It's
It's a
sad.
great
That's
experience.
8 a.m. to VFW?
Yeah, and then at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, if you can't make 8, you could go straight to
Yeah, you
9.
could go straight there too, but if they have breakfast and then you go over and clean the stones, so have gloves and stuff ready to work.
Yeah, it's very, very nice.
It's
Take
nice.
the grass off.
And then my next meeting is not till December 4th, so I want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving and healthy.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is Angela's last
Yeah.
council meeting.
Yes.
So
Thank
we're
you,
gonna miss you.
Angela.
Yeah.
We're gonna miss you. And that's all I have.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
I read my spiel for you before, but now I'm like, oh, I should have saved it for tonight.
Yeah.
I can read it again. But we do appreciate everything you've done for our borough, and we wish you lots of happiness.
Yes, Council Blocking.
Yes.
It's been a pleasure to work with.
Yep, you sure have.
You did an outstanding job.
Yep. Okay. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Okay, can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion?
Second.
Motion made by Councilwoman Giordano Paserno, seconded by Councilman Scarice. All in favor? Aye. Good night, everyone. Good night.